What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the inaugural video of Big Beard Tech. Thank you. Today we are going over an amazing website that I'm sure a lot of you are going to find useful. This video is not sponsored in any way. I'm not opposed to it, just saying. But I'm not being paid to tell you this. As a matter of fact, I am in need of this. I am making this video right now on a 2012 Acer laptop. Yes, ouch. I'll tell you what, let's go down this rabbit hole together, shall we? If you're like me and in need of a new computer and want to get into computer gaming and are scared to build one yourself, right? You're talking about liquid cooling, air cooling, parts, CPU, GPU, motherboard, RAM, all sorts of stuff. Hard tubing, I mean, come on. It's a lot if you're not in that world already. Or you just don't have the time to build one. Which is one of the things I have. I work a lot. Then don't worry. These guys have got your back. Go to your favorite flavor of internet provider, search engine, I'm sorry. Go to your favorite search browser and type in letsbuild.com. Description will be down there and the link, but it's letsbld.com. Once the page loads, right? Boom, there it is, magic. Woo, internet. Once the page loads, there's going to be a few useful items to know right here on that first page. In the middle is an example of their case. Along the bottom are some key important things to know about Let's Build. The first thing to know is that the system is tailored for games and gamers. They have analyzed over 10 million gaming hours to help fine-tune the recommendation engine. This is the thing they use, and it's going to come in complete, handy, usefulness. You're going to see in a little bit. I'm going to go over all that with you. But it helps you helps them recommend you products to customize your rig. Second is the amazing transparent pricing. This is an extremely useful tool that they have and that they use. They are straight up with their prices, and the website will show you in real time, which you will see along this journey with me. They have stellar 2-year warranty that covers all parts of labor and the parts. They cover the parts and the labor for 2 years. Some of your big boy companies, they charge you for that. These come with that. Crazy. I love it. Awesome. They even have a thing that says right there, check it out. It's right there. I'll put an arrow to it. Forget the paperwork. Enjoy the gaming. Come on. I love it. And last but not least, they have a 48-hour shipping window. If you go to any other sites and you try to order a custom computer that you built yourself, you may be waiting a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks for it to come in. No. These guys get it going in 48 hours. You know, depending, there's not a hurricane or something, you know, common sense. But, yes, 48 hours. Insane. So, I'll take that shit any day. Now, let's get to the sweet buttery center of this website, huh? There's a big button up there. It says Get Started. Punch it. Or, as John Hammond would say, push it. Okay. Now, when the next screen comes up, you're going to see a list of games just sprawled up there, just spirit fingered all over that place.
These are spirit fingers.
Right? And then there's going to be a resolution switch in the lower left. You'll be able to select between 1080, 1440, depending on what you want to play in. Only you're going to know that. So you pick the one you want. Then click on 3 games of the type that you're going to want to play or that you are going to play. Selecting those games will help the recommendation engine recommend products. And not products, but will help recommend the items and parts for this build. So once you select those games, you can see another button pop up that says pick your price. Push it. Now, you'll be directed to the budget screen. On the left-hand side, you will see 3 games that you selected, right? The 3 that you selected, they're up there, with a recommended FPS for those games. If you don't know what FPS is, that's frames per second. On the right is the selected budgets. What are you trying to aim at? What are you trying to get to? You're going to pick one of those 3. And as you can see, a chat box just popped up. In that box, you can actually talk to tech support there and ask questions. If you really don't know what the parts are, ask them. Get the help. That's what they're there for. So we're going to select the box. We're going to go kind of mid-range, so I'm going to select the mid-range one for this example. A new box is going to pop up right in the middle. It's going to ask you, select your CPU, AMD or Intel. For this example, I'm going to use Intel, but you can select whichever one your little heart desires. Go ahead and pick it. Once you have selected the CPU, you'll be directed to a new screen that shows your potential system right in the middle. And then the games are on the left. Those games are going to follow you through this whole build, showing you real time what the frames per second you should be getting with the products you're selecting. On the right is the rig with the specs that they have pre-selected for you. You can see that with this mid-range build that we selected, it's running an i5 8400 CPU, 16 gigs of RAM, and an MSI GTX 1070 GPU. Now here's the fun part. You can select a higher price build, a lower price build, and it's going to change those recommendations for you. We're going to select a higher price build right now. So check it out. So for less than $300, remember, up there at the top, all the way up there, there's the total dollar amount, right? Keep an eye on that. That's going to change with every selection you make. So keep an eye on that and keep an eye on those games. Those 2 are going to change. But for less than $300, the engine has determined the best upgrade is the GPU. So we swapped out the MSI GTX 1070 for an EVGA GTX 1070 Ti. And you're going to get a boost in the FPS. Check it out. Remember, watch the games. They're changing. So for less than $300, they've recommended that, and that's giving us a boost. If this build is correct or right for you and you're happy and you're like, yes, let's do it, smash that checkout button. But you can go further. I'll tell you what. Let's add a little more spice. Let's kick it up a notch.
Bam, 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 bam. And you take some green onions and you go bam.
We're going to hit higher price build again. Just like before, you'll see that the game's FPS has risen, and now the CPU has been swapped out. We now have an i7 8700K, an unlockable processor, and the MSI GTX 1080 GPU. So for less than $300 again, we've gotten a big jump in processing power and graphics. Let's see. So I think we're in a good place here. I think this is where we should kind of stay. Let's hit the customize button and just tweak it a little bit more. The configuration screen will have the games on the far left, or that side, whichever left is going to be on the screen. I can't remember if it's backwards or not. But the games will be on the far left of the web page, so remember that. With the FPS, as well as a live image of your PC build right in the middle, and then the customizable options on the right-hand side. So the first option is the case. If you want to change out the case, you will notice that there are prices next to each item. This will reflect the prices above. So you'll see either pluses or minuses depending on where you go with the case. Right now, we're going to keep the case we're on. We're going to move on to the cooling options. In the cooling section, you'll see that we have the NZXT Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
X62 liquid cooler selected. In real time, you can see in that real time picture, if we select the CryoRig H7, it changes right there in the picture, along with the price in the top right. So check that out. That's pretty awesome. The price actually lowered because obviously the CryoRig is cheaper than the liquid cooler. But I love saying Kraken.
The Kraken!
And Kraken just sounds badass. So we're going to go back to the Kraken. That and it's liquid cooled. Why not? Let's go on to the motherboards. In the motherboard section, you can see we're using the MSI Z370 Gaming Pro Carbon. You can actually go through and change out the motherboard depending on what options you want. They give you descriptions right there, and again, the price differences between them. Select the one you want. For this, we're going to use the one that the recommendation engine has recommended for us. And we're going to move on to the GPUs. Like before, you're going to see different options. Here they are of the GPU units. We currently have the MSI GTX 1080, but for $240 more, I can actually upgrade to the EVGA GTX 1080 Ti FTW3 edition. Or maybe you want to shave off some bucks and you're like, you know what? 1070 is perfect for me. I'm good with that. You can actually save $110 if you go to the MSI GTX 1070 Armor Edition instead of that 1080. Again, that's up to you. That is all based on what you want to do in your budget. But let's move on to the CPU section. All right, so we currently have the i7 8700K, which again is overclockable, unlocked. But like before, if you want to go to an i5 and shave off a few more dollars, you can do that. We're going to stay with the i7. Let's go to the power section. How about that? In the power supplies, you can change out whatever you want and customize, just like every other option in this. But a word of advice that I've seen and read and gone through, you don't really want to go down in power. Try to go with what is recommended, or maybe the next level up to future-proof yourself in case you adjust something. But you just don't want to run into underpowering and damaging your products. So definitely use what's recommended or go above. The next section in here is RAM. In the RAM section, you can change out or add more RAM if you desire. I'm going to double the RAM in this build, and you'll see right here, there it is, an automatic pop-up came up. And it's telling me that the cooler will be seated sideways to install all 4 sticks of RAM. So again, that recommendation engine is not going to let you fail. It's not going to let you build something that isn't going to work. It's telling you that, hey, if we're going to add more RAM, this is going to need to be adjusted. And it does it for you. It's already done. You don't have to go do anything. Amazing. Thank you, Let's Build. I love that. Let's see. So let's get back to where we were. Take note on the picture. Remember that real-time picture with all your equipment. You now have 4 sticks of RAM sitting there. The storage section, right? Hard drives. It lets you change out, swap out different hard drives. For this build, I'm actually going to add an M.2 Samsung 970 EVO, the 250 gig one. And notice again in the live picture, there it is. It's sitting there, and then up there in that price, right? The price changed real time. Remember that. Now, let's get to the color options. Let's add some personality to these cases. You can go in and change the colors of the cases, right? A lot of people decide that they want to do a white and black build, or red and black, or blue and black. You can even put matching cables to those cases. That's awesome. I love it. Now, stay to the end of the video because I'm going to show you a couple little secrets or hidden things that I found. I don't know if they're secrets. I just found them. But I didn't see them advertised anywhere. But you have to stay to the end to see these. Let's see. So let's take a quick look at the pricing. All right, you can see that this rig that we've built right now is just under $2,300. Here's where the magic happens. Check this out. To the left of that price, there's a thing that says per month with a firm. Right? So for less than $200 a month, right? Who has $2,300 cash sitting in their pocket to go buy a computer right now? Right? These guys will actually let you finance it to get this computer. I love it. And if you don't know who Affirm is, They're in a lot of retailers and a lot of websites. I actually just bought something off the DJI website, the VR goggles for my Mavic Pro, using Affirm. It took like 5 minutes. I did it with my phone. I went in, I filled out their information real quick. They sent me a text. Bam. Done. 5 minutes. Order placed. I love it. But back to this. If you click on the overview button that's up there in the top left, you're going to get a complete rundown of the system and all the parts. Now notice how the games you first selected at the beginning, they're still here. Remember I told you they're going to follow you through with the frames per second. To the right of the games is your system overview. You'll be able to see all the parts that are included in the system and the MSRP prices. Try finding another pre-built PC company that goes through and parts out each thing with their individual MSRP pricing. Right? Usually you get a chunk of it that's already priced and then you add like little things here sprinkled in there. No. These guys are flat out telling you exactly what it is that it's costing. I love it. It's awesome. The honesty is awesome. It's really hard to find that these days. And then look at the estimated ship out date. Check that out. Now watch. Look at today's date. 48 hours. I said that at the beginning. 48 hours. These usually when they get these things shipped out. It's insane. Now, I'm going to run through some setups real quick. I'm going to kind of speed through them and show you some other options that the site has, different builds and stuff. As I go through these builds, please take the time to subscribe to my channel. It helps the channel grow. It's brand new. Like I said, this is my very first video, just starting. So definitely subscribe. I'd love it. Comment below if you have any suggestions or recommendations, or you have other websites or things and ideas that you want me to go over. Throw it down there, and I will definitely add it to my list of things to do. I want to get the information out there that people want to see and hear. So definitely, that's going to come in great usefulness to me. Thank you. Let's see here. So, okay, check this out. So in this build, I changed the motherboard, and it gave us another pop-up alert. The build engine will not let you make a mistake. Remember, I told you that. It makes the suggestions to fix those things, and it's telling you what it's doing to fix them. So, again, these guys are great. Letsbuild.com. Check it out. Now, let me show you those custom paint jobs I was telling you about earlier. Right? These are the little gems that I found while playing around with the site. So first off, check this out. A ninja-themed build. Right? Check that out. I mean, look at this thing. It's gorgeous. And there's a few others too. If you go look at the NZXT H700 case, there's two options in that one. There's a PUBG supply crate, as well as a Fallout Nuka-Cola case. Look at them. There they are right there. Right there. Check it out. And there's another one. Check this out. NZXT S340 case comes with a Razer blacked out with just a little Razer logo case. Again, these are things that I didn't see it advertised or showing the, hey, get the Ninja PC here. No, you go through, you build your system, and at the end, you're looking at your case options. There they are. I'm going to go speed through another one real quick. Let's see if we can do a budget one, a small budget. Maybe someone who's really just beginning, well, like me, but that really can't afford to buy a $2,000 or $2,800 computer. So let's see what we can find. Again, I'm going to speed through this. You guys, I want you guys to play with this when you get home, or if you're in front of your computer now, go do it after the video. So here we go. There, $1,400, less than $1,400. And look, financing right there. Look at it. Less than $125 a month, and you've got a PC rig on its way to you in 48 hours, ready to blast through some games. I love it. So check out letsbuild.com, play around, go build yourself a solid computer. And like I said before, they're not sponsoring me. I have no affiliation with them, nothing. This is just material that I think that you need to know, that I think that is useful for someone who's like me, who's first time, curious about getting into gaming, nervous about building a PC, and these guys offer an amazing site. I love it. Thank you. Again, hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for checking out Big Beard Tech.